So in this case, we have a cone having a base diameter 75 mm and axis 80 mm long is resting on its base on the HP. It is cut by section plane perpendicular to VP and inclined at 45 degree to the HP, and also mention that along with inclination it is making with HP, it is cutting the axis at a distance 35 mm from the apex, that is from the point where the cone apex is there. So in this case we will have to draw a front view, sectional top view, sectional side view and true shape of the section, right? And generally we do not have the question only with the section of solid, so it will be along with the development, right? So I will add the question of the development here. Okay, so first of all, as usual, we will draw a xy line. Okay, then for a given cone the base diameter is 75 and it is, as it is resting on HP, we will draw a cone having a base diameter 75, that is the radius 37.5 below the xy line. Okay, in this way. Now what we will do, we'll draw one horizontal line like this to divide the cone into the 8 equal parts, correct? So for that we will be using a command which is called as polar array. We will select the line, enter, we will select the center point, right? And you can see here by default the polar array will divide the circle into the 6 parts and we want in the 8 parts, so we'll make the number of items from 6 to 8 in this way, right? And then click on this, right? And then we can give the annotations like this: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, right? And then we will make the annotations for the front view, that is 1 dash, then 2 dash comma 8 dash, because if this point is 2, this point will be 8, so its projection will be 2 dash comma 8 dash. Similarly here this point will be 3, this will be 7, so we will take 3 dash comma 7 dash. Then this point will be 4, this point will be 6, so 4 dash comma 6 dash, and finally the last point we are going to get it here 5 dash. Okay, now we will reduce its size to 5, then we will explode it. Now we will move these points. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6, sorry, you can see the effect of O snap. O snap may fetch the point nearer, so what we can do, switch it off the O snap and then place it at the required place like this. Okay, we take 7 here and then 8 here. Okay, now what we will do is press escape and then we will take the projection, switch it on the ortho and O snap. We'll take the projections till the xy line. This is for 2 dash 8 dash. Then we continue with this command with this either spacing the space bar or with the enter, so that the line command gets continued, right? So now we will give the names. I will move this 7 closer. Again we will have to switch it off the O snaps so that we can move it closer. Yes, now we will move these points. 1 dash, 1 dash is on the edge, ortho switched off, 1 dash, then move, okay, sorry, 2 dash 8 dash taken together, so this point will be 2 dash 8 dash. You can clearly see this is a projection obtained from the 2 dash comma 8 dash. Then we will move this 3 dash comma 7 dash. Then we move this 4 dash comma 6 dash. Then we move this 5 dash. Okay. Now what is the access height given here? Access height is 80. So from the 3 dash comma 7 dash, we will take this access, switch on the OSNAP again, right? So we type here 70, then we connect it to the endpoints like this. Okay. So in one stroke you can complete, no need to mark a separate line. Then for the O dash point, you can place it here 5 dash and then double click, then replace this by O dash. In this way it is corrected. Now don't make anything dark here, because whenever we are taking a problem of the section of solids, whatever is the retained part after taking a section, that only needed to be shown by thick lines. That's why sorry, we are not making any line thick here initially. So what is mentioned here, it is cut by section plane perpendicular to the VP and inclined to the HP. Inclined to the HP means we need to make a line inclined to this, but at what a distance? 35 mm from the apex. So this is our apex. First we will find out what is the dimension. This way, sorry, ortho mode needs to be on. So this is 70. Then we can show the dimensions of the this also, which is, we can say 75 here. Okay. I will show you another command here to properly arrange this, which is called as dimension style manager, which is available from here, annotations, right? Modify, we change it from the text height to make it as 3 or 4, let us say 4, and just from the text tab changing the text height, and here we are making it as ISO. Okay, just change this, set current and close. Okay, you can see the appearance of the this leader line is changed, or the dimension line is changed, and text is also, text size is also increased. Okay, it is not mandatory to do, but it will make the appearance of the object good. Okay, now what we want, we wanted to make a 35 mm point from the apex like this. So we will type a 35, right? So we reach here, let us find out whether it is really 35 or not. Yes, it is 35, correct. Now we will draw one horizontal line from here, right? We'll make this line extended here, right? Then we'll change the line type to center line. Okay, then we wanted to make this line inclined by an angle 45, so we'll use the rotate command. We will select the this point which is on the axis, right? Because it is mentioned that section plane is perpendicular to VP, inclined at 45 degree to HP, and cutting the axis at a 35 mm from the apex. So this distance is 35, and once we select this point, right? Once we select this point, once we click on the rotate, selected this point, we just type 45 in this way. You can see here. Now it is cutting the base and cutting these generators of the cone, right? So this is the outside generator, and these are two inside generator, not two but three, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, now whatever is the retained portion, that we will have to highlight. Okay, so we'll make a all lines selected first. We'll make a instead of bilayer, we will select the 0.09 is the thickness of all lines, right? And then now we will make it bilayer 0.3. We will make the line weights to be displayed, right? uh, I will suggest you to do this line weights thickness on, but in exam do remember line weights may not correctly display it, so we might neglect, but it doesn't mean that you do not try. Okay, if you face issues in this maintaining the line thickness, kindly neglect. Okay, so we have made this retain portion, right? Now look what we have to do. We will have to name this each critical point which is cut by the axis or this cutting plane line. So we will make a another text here appearing on side. We'll call this point as A and B. Why A and B? Look here. See, if I change the line type again to 0.09, I will pass a line from here. See this. If I pass a line from the base of the cone, we can see that this line or this cutting plane cuts the base at the two places. Here it's a 1 and here is the second, right? That's why to this point we will have to name it by another point with the two names. So let us call this point as A dash comma B dash, right? And now let us call this point by P 2 dash comma 8 dash. Why 2 dash comma 8 dash? Because this is cutting the generator of 2 and 8. So it is always better to give the names, but names are just suggestive. You can give any names. Okay. Similarly here, this is cutting the P 3 dash comma 7 dash. Similarly, it is cutting the P 4 dash comma 6 dash. P 4 dash comma 6 dash. And finally, it is cutting here at generator of 5. Right. So we'll name it as P 5 dash. Okay. We will make subscript to all. See this, we will select it individually. Subscript. 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 Okay. First you make the subscript, then you change the height of the text. Okay. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for you to adjust the height. Okay. Once we do this, explode. Now we can place this correctly. Okay. So this point is A dash comma B dash, right? Similarly, select all the points together, then use move instead of stretching commands, right? Select separately. Oh, P 2 dash 8 dash move. Okay, we can see here this is the generator of 2 8 and these are the 2 points we are going to get. Okay, now let us move 3 7. So these are the point of 3 7. Okay, okay, I think I need to copy this. You can see that I could not make this 6 subscript correctly, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, position is important. So this point will be P46, right? Which is falling on the generator of O dash to 4 dash 6 dash. And finally, we will move this here 5 dash, correct? So now once you have placed it appropriately, look, this is the generator we have already marked, right? Now from this 2 dash comma ortho on this P 2 dash comma 8 dash, we will draw one line like this, which will cut the O to 8 and O to 2. We will trim this so that we can position it perfectly. I will copy this one to the center so that I can name this point as O. Okay, rename this as O. Okay, see this. So from the P2 dash 8 dash, we have drawn one projection which will cut the O8 at this point, which will be called as P8, and this point which is as P2. Okay, we will first project P46, then I will tell you how to project this P37. 46 ortho on CF. Okay, so it is cutting the 6 here and 4 here, trimming this portion. Trim, right? Now we'll project this phi P5 dash till this O25. See this. So this point will be P5. Now the question is how to project the P37. Okay, for that we need to transfer this 37 along the last or the end generator. Which is the end generator? Either you can transfer it along the O1 dash or you can transfer it along the O5 dash. Right? Let us transfer it on the O5 dash. Right? Trim this portion. Then draw vertical line from this transferred generator. Right? Like this. Correct? So now from the P37 we have transferred it on the end generator, that is O dash 5 dash, which is now projected on the O5. Now look what we have to do. We can take a circle with the center O and radius equals to this transferred point. See this closely. This is the P37 transferred on the end generator, vertically transferred here and then projected here. Okay, so we'll trim it this portion. Okay, because we do not want this, we just wanted the points which are transferred on this O27 and O23. Now we have transferred all the points, just we will name it using the multi-line text. Okay, so, so let us call this point as A and this point as B. So we'll transfer this A, B, then P2, this point will be P2, this point will be P3, this point will be P4, this point is P5, you can see here, right? So here is the P5, this point is P5, correct? This point will be P6. Okay, P6, P7 and then P8. Okay, we'll make this subscript. Okay, like this. Then we will change the height of the text to let us say 4, right? Then we will explode it, correct? So now we place it appropriately. Switch off the ortho mode. You can switch it off the O snap also, so that you can place it appropriately. So this point is A, this is the intersection is A, right? Then this intersection is B, correct? Now look at where we are placing the P2. After moving, just remove the highlights of the previous points, otherwise those points will also move. So this point is P2, look this. Okay, this is the intersection of O2 with this, so this point is P2. Now where is P3? You can see here, this point is P3. Okay, where is P4? This intersection with this vertical line, you can see here. Okay, So this point will be P4, right? But as there is no space nearby, I am placing it slightly outward. Where is P5? Oh, moving P5. See this. This is the projector obtained from phi. So this point will be P5. This is O to phi, and this is a projector obtained from P5 dash. So this is a point where there is a P5. Then P6. See here. For P6, this is a projector obtained. This P6 intersecting this O26 at this particular point. So the P6 is this particular intersection with this intersection. This is the point P6. Okay. I'm particularly avoiding the point command which can precisely give the points positions, right? In recorded video which is available, right? Because it was public, so I kept it. Okay. So now last point I'm moving, this is P8. So this is the intersection of O28 with this P8. Now what we'll have to do, look. So this much is the portion of the cone which is retained, right? And these are the points that were marked. So see, I will make the retained portion first. Made the thick, selected the circle. So switch on the O snap, right? Right. I'm selecting this H point, right? But I want, how much is the portion only thick? This much is the portion only needed to be shown, whereas this outer portion from A to 1 to B needs to be removed. How do I get to know A to 1 to B is removed? You can see here, this cutting plane line is cutting the base here. So this much portion which is above gets removed, and this much is the retained portion of the cone, right? So what is the retained portion between this vertical edge to this much, correct? Right, this is the retained portion, correct, of the cone. So that was needed to be retained. So I am trimming it off, this portion. Cut this. Okay, that's where the thickness of the lines will be very useful. Otherwise, generally we will be neglecting the thickness of the lines. Okay, any questions till now? Hello.